What up? Hey, what's going on, world? I don't need that. I don't know what was happening over there, people. Hey, what's going on, world? It's me again, Ethan Smith, aka Mr. P.I.E.N, with a little bit of motivation and inspiration on this wonderful Saturday, soulful Saturday day of expression sessions, where we come through, we express ourselves to you, and hopefully you get down in the chat and you talk back to me too. You just got me today. You don't got my bae on my left or my right tonight. So you got to deal with me today, and maybe I'll tell you why. You'll see Kiki again. You'll see her another time. Don't worry about it. It's a little bit thing. I'm very extroverted for most people that know me, and my wife is a little bit more introverted. And she blesses me to come on here weekly and be on this show and push herself even when she don't want to. So I had to come to myself and say, hey, you know what? You've done so much for me. Let me do something for you. You don't have to do that no more. You come on the show whenever you want to flow. Now I ain't saying she gonna be gone forever like that, but sometimes she might need to take a break, and then you just gotta deal with me. So that's why you don't see Kiki, but she will pop through. Not today, but maybe next week when I'm back down at the studio. Just kind of coming up with creating a new flow, man. Some things that you have to do even when you don't want to, like me taking. I don't want to say me taking care of my father is not what I want to do. That's not what I was gonna say. Sometimes I need to stay at home and get my record on and shoot this message of expression sessions instead of going down to the wonderful Paradox Studios where I usually go because I got a father to take care of. So you have to adjust the way you flow. You have to adjust the way you move. What's going on Instagram? I'm talking to you too. I still haven't figured this out how to set the camera up just right and put it in the right light so everybody can see and hear what I'm attempting to say. But you got me. I'll share this video anyway. But I want to get into something tonight that came to me when I was doing one of my coaching calls today. And not actually me coaching someone, somebody coaching me. You know, it was kind of one of those things we do to as coaches to help each other get through and practicing reps with one another. So when I'm talking to somebody like you, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Because I did. It feel like some spit came out of my mouth. I ain't gonna say it feel like it did from way in the back. Hopefully it wasn't that much because it didn't land on my screen. But juicy mouth it sometimes. You know what I mean. But anyhow, I was on my coaching call today, and it was something that they had said to me, and he was saying, maybe God wants you to go hunt alone, and you always attempting to bring your wife along. Let me say that again. He said, maybe God wants you to go hunt alone, and you always attempting to bring your wife along. And for a minute, I had to stop. Like, yo, we supposed to be doing everything together. That kind of puzzled me. But then there's something specifically that God has for me. There's something specifically that God has for you. There's something specifically that God has for my wife, too. And if I'm always attempting to get her to do what I need her to do or what I want her to do, how is she going to be able to do what she need to do to ensure that she get through? So that's what I want to talk about to you. What are you doing to ensure that you stay the course, to make sure you get to everything that you asked for in your life, that you planned for in your life, the things that you want to do in your life to help you get it right? So, what are you doing to ensure that you stay the course to get to the best version of you, of course? And while y'all thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and get my prayer in real quick. What are you doing to stay the course? Father God, I come before you today thanking and praising you in so many ways, hoping you blessing me with something to say that I can bless the people's ears today, not just getting caught up on myself, just to speak so I can hear myself. And I'm not using your greatest eternal wealth. Allow me to listen to you so that your spirit and your energy will flow through so I can be able to give the words to them that you bless me to. So, God, I thank and I praise you for allowing me this wonderful Saturday to do expression sessions and do it in my particular way so the people will understand what I have to say. I thank you, Lord. Hope this blessed them too. All right. Music in. That's where I begin. I don't know if the next song gonna come on, but it don't matter. Forget what the haters say. They gonna hate regardless. McGinnis, you already know, man. I thank you for tapping in, tuning in. Make sure you click down there and share this video. And you know what I haven't seen on Facebook in a while? Well, I guess you can't do it, or you're not able to do it from a business page, which is a live watch party. I usually be able to see that all the time, and I would create watch parties for other things that I was watching, but can't create no watch party for this one. So somebody create a watch party for me. If you can still create a watch party, G. And if you cannot create a watch party, if you cannot create a watch party, then share this with 3 or 4, 5, 6, whatever you feel, somebody's. Stay the course. Share the thing. All right? So let's talk about that. What is a course? I'm talking about stay the course and staying on track, but what actually is a course and what does that mean? A course is several things. And you know me, I got to look up the definition to make sure I know, because I don't just want to get on here and, go with my flow. Hold on, Instagram. You got to take a tactical pause, y'all. I got this music on in the background and it keeps drowning out my sound, which is normally not too bad, but this is the one with the words or the recording that I had from like a year or two ago. So it kind of interrupts my flow when I hear myself speaking, and then you might hear a kind of a jumble of words. But what is a course? What is a course? The route or direction followed. This is talking about by a ship or aircraft or a river. The route. So think about this of a course. The route or route, depending on what part of the country you live in, the route or route and direction in which one follows. Now this definition in Google is talking about a ship. This one is also talking about an aircraft or a river. But I'm talking about you, because you got waters of flowing living waters running through you, right? Spiritual way. But also, of course, is the way in which something develops. It's the way in which something's developed. Of course, a procedure adapted to deal with a situation. A procedure adapted to deal with a situation. So a lot of times what happens in our life, we get on the course of things and we start to get things right in our life, and then we start to look at other things in our life and it takes us off the course of getting our life right. But why is a course important and how can we benefit from staying the course? Why is a course important and how can we benefit from staying the course? That's what I'm doing. Amen. I hear you, man. You have to figure out how to stay the course, McGinnis. I got to make sure I scroll down, because when it's just me, I be looking all around. So I got to make sure I read the comments too, as I'm looking in both of these cameras and I'm talking to you and I'm hoping to inspire you and I'm looking to inform you and persuade you of something that you probably already know you need to do. Stay the course that's true to you. But why is that important for you to stay the course of where you want to go? It's like before I talked about in one of my speeches, a horse. When horses are on a race, race horses are on a race, a lot of times or sometimes horses have blinders on, so they cannot see left or right. And the course, although they're on a track, and the course that they're running, the blinders keep them from looking left or right to see the course of the other horse. Now, I get it. The horses are on the same track, running the same race. But the way they run that race is specific to them and a trainer, how they trained and they prepared for that day. It's some people on course, just like you and me. Some people do it through school. Some people do it through other activities. Some people do it through work. Some people do it through careers. Some people do it by what they sit down and listen to and what they hear. But it's a course that was planted in you that you called to, and you're not going to be able to do everything that you see everybody else do. Because then you will be like that horse. You ever seen a horse race when the horses is running and maybe the horses get a little bit too close? I don't know if they look right, look left, and then legs trip and they all fall over. Yeah, That's not a good thing, especially when the jockeys fly off. They like 4 feet 11, 99 pounds. Yeah, that's not good. But sometimes for us, when we get knocked down and we fall off the course of life where God want to take us to, we feel like that jockey and we hurting too. We hurting too. We are definitely hurting too. But you have to understand that it's something that he called you to do. I was looking up some quotes about staying the course and things that would bring certain stories or information to me. And I found one that says, when a train goes through a tunnel and it gets dark, you don't throw away the ticket and jump off. You sit still and trust the engineer. When a train goes through a tunnel and it gets dark, you don't throw away the ticket and jump off. You sit still and trust the engineer. Corey Ten Boom. Who is the engineer that you're trusting in your life when you start to go through those times where you feel like you on the train? Whether that's a positive train, a negative train, or a train that seems like it remains the same and haven't even moved. Sitting in the same lane, but it haven't progressed, man. Who's the engineer of your train? Who's gave you the course to grow, for you to maintain? Excuse me. To maintain what they called you to do, what they called you to. Or are you afraid of the dark? You can't see it out my window right now. Or are you afraid of the dark and then you jumping off the course? Come on, man. Talk about it. I got McGinnis down here commenting in the chat with me. I know it's somebody else out there, but if not, you'll talk to me about it later. I started this conversation out talking about my coaching call that I was on this morning, and before God gave me this topic, what I was going to talk about staying the course, and he was telling me, maybe you attempted to add to your foundation before your foundation was solidified. What does that have to do with staying with the course? So when you're building a home, I'm not a home builder, but I've seen several homes be built, did a little bit of cement, truck driving, working in construction, and it was certain course, it was certain procedures, it was certain steps that they took in order to complete the house. Like you didn't call in the drywall finishers until all the woodwork was up. You didn't call in the plumber and the electrician to run wires until the woodwork was up. You don't call in the inspector to inspect the work that you have done until the job is complete. But if you get off course, then the job may not get complete, or it may take you longer to complete the course that you are on, right? So in this coaching call, he was asking me questions about, where I'm at in life, how I feel in life, and how I'm dealing with life, and where I'm going in life. And I just started to talk about some things with me and my wife, and, how I got back to my wife, and how it's been a blessing to my life, and what we doing right now, speaking of expression sessions and everything tonight. And he was just saying to me, maybe what God was saying to you was you supposed to hunt and not attempt to bring your wife along with you. And I didn't get that at first, and I kind of opened up with this. I didn't get that at first. I'm like, man, what is he talking about? He about to miss me with this. But as he got deeper into the thing, he said, maybe you are meant to hunt, meaning maybe you are meant to run your course. This is for a man or a woman, boy or girl. Maybe you are meant to run your course alone, the course that God gave to you. And then your partner, who's attached to you, if you have a partner, have a course that they also have to run that will help provide for you, just as the things you do will help provide for them. So as I was explaining my situation and my story to him about how life was for me, I gotta let y'all go. Hold on one second. My sprinklers just came on. All right, cool, I'm back. Had to catch that. Sitting over here in this room, got my windows open because the weather is so nice outside. It's like maybe 67, 70 degrees right now. Had the window with the fresh air blowing it, and I heard that sound. When them sprinklers come on, I had to turn it off. They stay the course. They come on every Thursday and Saturday, twice in a day. And if I'd have left my window open like that, everything would have been wet. And you probably wouldn't hear nothing I had to say because electronics and water don't mix in that way. At least not these that I have today, right? So back to my coaching call. And I was explaining the situation, how, I separated from my wife and my family, and then I came back as I found me, as I started to spend time with God and to see me and what He was building upon me, right? And I was grateful for all that, and I still am to this day. But it was some things that God said specifically to me in order for me to get to where I'm at today. And in order for me to get to where I'm at today, it was things that I had to say to me too. It was things that I had to write down. It was goals that I had to set. It was plans that I had to give to God too and see what He would do with the plans that I thought I had for me. Fortunately, the plan that I gave to God, that I had for me, He blessed me to see this plan become a reality, right? Because I'm talking to you right now tonight. But how did I do that? How did I get that right? I stayed on pace. I stayed on the course. I had a plan. I had a timeline, even though it was just mine, not what God said, but I had one because His word says a man chooses, a man plans his way, but the Lord orders his steps. So I had a plan and I was letting the Lord order my steps, and He ordered me all the way back to where I wanted to be, which was back here with my family. And I'm grateful, G. And I was so happy and I was so elated. But I didn't set really a new course. And my old course was somewhat not outdated, but to me, it felt like it was outdated because I had achieved what I asked for. I wanted to be with my family. I wanted to be a better husband, a better father. I wanted to give more. I wanted to do more. I wanted to be present more. Something that I was not before. Something that I was not before. I jumped off the course many a times. Probably why I felt like I was losing my mind going back and forth. So this time when I came back, I'm like, okay, God, I'm gonna get this right. I hear what you're saying to me. I'm gonna make sure I stay the course, and I'm gonna do what you call E to do, right? That's what I've been doing. I've been inspirational speaking into you. I've been uplifting and encouraging you. I'm hoping to inspire you. I've been informing you. Some of y'all I might have been persuading you to do something that you didn't think you could do. But what I did not do, I didn't continue to stay on the course that God had set for me when I got back to my family. Because, see, I thought the course was outdated somewhat. I thought I needed to set a new plan because here I am, a man with a wife attached to me now. Gotta watch my hands. You don't want to go outside the camera. Yeah. Here I am, you know, setting a new plan before the old plan was complete. Think about it this way. You may not know in college which way you want to go, right? So when you first start college as a freshman, you set a course, you set a plan, right? That's going to help you shape and mold your life or your career, right? Hopefully something that's going to have longevity, something that's going to be productive, something that's going to be blessing to others, something that's going to be blessing to you. It's going to make you feel great. So you pick this course. You pick this course. Play on words. You pick this course, this route, this destination. This course being nursing, engineering. Maybe it's underwater basket weaving. Okay, I don't know what course you pick, but you pick the course, and then you realize about quarter away, halfway into that course, you're like, yo, this ain't. I don't know if I like this. This ain't working for me. So you switch and you change the course, meaning your major, and you start to look at things differently. And then you might move around from 2 to 3 majors that you see because they speak to you differently. Because maybe, just maybe at that time in your life, you haven't not figured out where you want to be. And maybe as a college, maybe going to college was a course that was set for thee, for you, and for me, based off what somebody else said we should do, right? But what is God calling you to? See, He called me specifically to motivational speak, to share my pain, my hurts, the things that I went through, to be transparent, so He could use it to bless anybody that see me, right? And I was cool with that. I was doing that. I was all by myself. I was loving that. I was rocking that. When I got back to my family, I figured, yo, You got to be a part of this too. Because this is what God told me to do. So I know you going to be in it too, right? Yeah, they was on my team and they still are. They was on the team and they was right behind me driving force. You know what I mean? But yo, I told you I was on my coaching call. And if you haven't watched those videos before, I talked about your behavioral traits and who you are. And I know that I'm an emotional person, emotional E, like a roller coaster, up and down, G. So now my family, they starting to rock with me. And then you start to have some things that get a little bit shaky. And now you start to get a little bit flaky. You stop looking at the course that God set for you. You start asking yourself crazy questions like, man, what can I do? What should I do? Not to say so crazy that you shouldn't ask those things of you, but you should stop asking those things of you when God has already told you what to do, right? When He's already given you the plan for what you need to do and possibly how you should do. You don't need nobody else to validate you, to help see you through. See, I was looking for my wife who I felt like was so much smarter than me, who I felt like was better than me, who I felt like was superior to me. I was looking for my wife to be right there next to E. I was looking for my wife to pat me on the back, encourage me, tell me, go E, you could do this E. But God had already blessed me before I got back to Kiki. God was the one that told me I could do this anyway if I just stay on the course that He laid for my life and I do not go astray. That's good. If you just stay on the course that He laid for your life, it's not going to always feel right. It's not going to always look good to people that know you. It's not going to always sound good, but it's going to turn out good if you stay where He tells you you need to. Because He's helping you to define you, to mold you, to build you, to see you through. Man, come on. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, McGinnis. I can always count on you, brother. He's always in the chat getting back with me. 100%. He's always getting back with me, giving me the information, good, bad, or indifferent, however you want to take it. But he's always there. He's on course from the time I got started. He been rocking with me. So I want to let you know that I appreciate that, G. But a lot of times, man, when God gives something to us, like He gave it to me, He was like, yo, you're going to do this inspirational speaking thing. You're going to build a business. You're going to build a brand. Mr. P.I.E.N. Mr. P.I.E.N., where you at? There you go, right there. Mr. P.I.E.N., we going to do T-shirts. We going to do all type of community work. We going to do charitable work. We going to do all this great stuff. But I need you to stay on the course. And the course for me was something I didn't like, G. It was education in school, see? I just wanted a 2-year associate's degree. And once I got the associate's degree, I think I started to lose a little bit of me. I think I started to lose focus on where I needed to be and what I was supposed to do because I had my family back and I know you got to make money too. Facebook done kicked a lot of hooligans out, man. I done seen you kicked out. I done seen Stafford kicked out. I done seen a lot of hooligans get kicked off of Facebook, man. I don't know what we doing, but you know. I guess I'm too much of a good guy to get kicked off. Let me watch that. Facebook might cut me right now. Oh well, if they do, we on Instagram. Anyhow, so school was the course for me because school was something that really broke E. When I was younger, that really broke me. I thought it was something that I could not do. But I got back on course and I found my way through. And fast forward to 2019, when I was able to obtain a associate's degree for me, that's when things started to get a little bit blurry. Now here I am, 2 out of the 3. 2 things that I asked God for to give to me, to bless me with. I set a plan in the place to do. My family and getting through school. Inspirational speaker, building a business, building a brand. Hey, that's exactly what it is. You got to say what you feel. Facebook's supposed to be freedom of speech, right? Hey, ain't that what America is? But I guess when you on somebody else's platform, you have to follow their rules. It's kind of like everything that's going on with the pandemic. Here in Texas, it's open. The governor has lifted the mask mandate throughout the state, regardless to what anybody feel about it, how they want to deal with it. He has lifted the mask mandate throughout the state, but other people and other businesses still have signs up that say a mask is required because they are going to stay the course of what the CDC has to say over the entire state. You get what I'm saying? See, somebody else, ooh, thank you, that's good. You just said call it out the comments. That's good. See, somebody else can attempt to reroute you and plot a new destination for you, give you a new direction and a new course to go through. But if that's not the course that God gave you, we ain't talking about school. We just talking about the route that you take, the direction you go to get to where you need to go in order to grow. There are certain things that must happen in our life in order for us to get our life right. And we may not even understand all those things that happen in our life until we see our life getting right. My wife spoke that thing into me so many years ago. G told me I was smart and I could do school. See? So when I got back to school, even though she said that to me and I ain't really believe that too much, when I got back to school, I was able to fall back on that and build myself up. There's so many things that's going to happen to you in life that you may not want to do, you may not like to do, but it's going to wind up blessing you. But you got to be willing to stay the course. You got to be willing to work your way all the way through. In Psalms 119, 1 through 8, this comes from the Message translation. It says, excuse me, you are blessed when you stay on course. You're blessed when you stay on course, walking steadily on the road revealed by God. Now, let me say that again. Psalms 119, verse 1 through 8. Chapter 119, verse 1 through 8. You are blessed when you stay on course, walking steadily the road revealed by God. Number 2, you're blessed when you follow his directions, doing your best to find him. Look, when I was in Michigan and I was by myself after my second marriage, and I said to myself, it's got to be a better way for me to do this. It's got to be more that God has called me to. And when he starts speaking to me, or when I start speaking to him, and we start communicating and building that relationship, it was specific things that I needed to do. One of those things was the second divorce that I went through. Yeah, some people might think that's horrible too, but it was something that I needed to do to get to where you see me now. It was something that you may need to do in order for you to get to the next version of you. But if you pull those blinders off your eyes and you start looking around and see what everybody else doing and what they going through and the race that they running and the course that they on, you might lose you, right? You might lose you. So let's jump into number 3. That's right. You don't go off on your own. You walk straight along the road he set. What did I just say? You start looking at other things and other people. We start to tend to veer left, veer right. We lose ourselves. We somewhere crying in the corner in the middle of the night and asking God, what happened? What did I do? You got off the course that he gave you. You got off the course that he gave you. Moving on to number 4. You, God, prescribed the right way to live. Now you expect us to live it. Man, when you go to school, when I went to the military, when I went to the Army, they had a course laid out. It was a 16-week course. It was a 16-week procedure that I had to adopt in order to be successful from basic training to AIT. This was my course of study. This is the route that I needed to take to get to the end, right? It was a route that I needed to take. They expected me in the Army to follow the rules and orders of the subordinates above me. I think I used the right word in there, subordinates. Yeah, I don't know. Of the leaders and the boss above me, right? Subordinates below me. They expected me to do that. Just like God expects you to. He expected me to continue to be inspirational, motivational, but he expected me also to be honest, He also expected me to be committed, confessing, the things that stress, that take a hold of me. What is it that's taking a hold of you that's getting you off the course that you called to? Now, I'm going to get back into the scripture, though. What is it that you stressing through that's getting you off the course that you are called to? Because in the Army, as I talked about, the course that was laid out for us to get through basic training and AIT, it was some things that stressed some privates, see? And those privates, they started to do things differently. They ain't want to wake up in the morning. They ain't want to go to PT. They wanted to argue with the drill sergeants. They wanted to go back and forth. That knocked them off the course, of course. That knocked them out the course, of course. Some of those people got caught was recycled, meaning you had to go back to the beginning and do it again. Have you ever felt like you've been recycled in life? You've been through, I know I have. I know I have. You've been through countless relationships, and then you wind up seeing the same issues in your previous relationship and your past relationship. You're like, man, I feel like I've done this again, like this a do-over. Like you got sent back and you still ain't getting it right because you're not staying on the course of maybe what your heart says. I'm going to be open and honest and transparent with this next relationship of my life. I'm going to be open and honest and transparent with this job in my life. This is the course I set for myself. I'm going to see this thing all the way through. But then when adversity hits you, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. I had adversity hit me in my regular civilian life. I had adversity hit me in my military life. I had adversity hit me in the life with my wife. And guess what, y'all? I ain't always get it right. Sometimes I lost to adversity. That's why God is still working with me. If he woke you up, maybe it's something that you lost to too, but he's still working with you to carry you through. But it's something that's poured in you, that's deep within you. And when you begin to study you, when you begin to talk to you, when you begin to love you, when you begin to be grateful for who you are and what he's called you to do, then the course continues to stay planted in you. It helps grow you, and then you wind up finding your way through. Ooh, that's good. So number 5, it say, oh, that my steps might be steady, keeping to the course you set. Go back. Number 4, you, God, prescribed the right way to live. Now you expect us to live it. So that my steps might be steady, keeping to the course you set. So he prescribed it to you. Now he wants you to walk it out. The doctor prescribed you stuff. They want you to stay on course. They want you to finish the whole dosage to cure your ailments. So they say. But if you stop taking the medication, then your body's affected in a negative way. That's the same thing I'm saying about my mind, your mind today. This ain't no game that we play. God has specific things that he wants you to do specifically his way. Although he gives us freedom of choice, he gives us freedom to move, to do what we want to do. That doesn't mean to change what he planted in you, what he told you, what you going through or what you growing through. Which one is it? Are you focused on what you going through or are you focused on what you growing through? Because it could be dependent upon the course that you see based on the course that he see and gave to you. See, what you going through might be based on something that you did to you. What you growing through might be something that God gave you and you're continuing to do what he called you to do. So those things that interrupt you, those things that hurt you, those things that knock you off course, of course they won't hurt you because you know God has the plan to continue to get you where he wants you to be. But you got to stay on course, G. Number 6, then I never have any regrets in comparing my life with your counsel. Ooh, that's good. So going back, he said, I prescribed you the way to live. Now your steps should be steady, keeping to the course that you set, that was set between you and him. Then I never have any regrets in comparing my life with your counsel. Hey, you stay on the course, you ain't gonna have no problems with the rules that he gave you. You stay on the course, you're not gonna have no problem with following the syllabus if you in class. You stay on the right course, you're not gonna have a problem with doing what your boss might need you to do. You stay on the right course, you might be the man that you need to be to lead your family all the way through. You might be the wife that you need to be to bring the emotional love back to your family. But you got to stay on the course and see what he's specifically calling you to do. That's so good. Deep, 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 amazing, deep. Thank you, thank you, thank you, McGinnis. I see your comments, brother. I'm just going back and forth between this scripture I'm reading. But so in verse 7, he says, I thank you for speaking straight from your heart. I learned the pattern of your righteous ways. I thank you for speaking straight from your heart. I learned the pattern of your righteous ways. I'm gonna do what you tell me to do. Don't ever walk off and leave me. Now, see, I think I got that part twisted because when they say I thank you for speaking straight from your heart, I learned the pattern of your righteous ways. That must be more so of God speaking to you, because I don't think God is saying I learned your heart. Now I'm gonna do what you tell me to do. No, 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 no. That's you saying to God, because Psalms is David, prayers to David, crying out to God, going before the Lord. So he's telling you, you blessed when you stay on course, when you walking steadily the road revealed by God. And we all know who David was. He wasn't perfect, but he was definitely a man of God. Letting you know you blessed when you follow his directions and doing your best to find him. Listen to me, man. I've said this to people several times before. The best thing that ever happened to E is when I divorced Kiki. Yeah. When I left in 2015 and I went back to Michigan. I know, sounds mean, but it was the best thing that I ever done for me, because then I was by myself after my second marriage, of course. I was by myself to be able to listen to what he was saying to me, to be able to see the course in the direction that he had for me. And when I listened to what he had for me and I got on the course to see things right, G, then he blessed me to get right back where I wanted to be. Come on now. Come on now. You don't go off on your own. You walk straight along the road he set you. God prescribes the right way to live, y'all. You might not believe in it. You may think it's all poppycock, whatever you want to call it. I ain't talking about the white God. I ain't talking about the black God. I ain't talking about the orange God. I'm talking about God for you. How he speaks to you. What book do you read that feeds you? Because who am I to tell you that the religion that you belong to is wrong for you? You undoubtedly are staying on the course that somebody set for you. Ooh, that's good. Why do I say that? Because somebody else introduced you into religion. See, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your teacher, maybe it's a friend, G. And they told you that this was the right way to see the Lord before thee. So you stay on that religious course of maybe religiosity or maybe rules and doctrine, but you never got on the course that he spoke for you spiritually and internally. So David says, I thank you for speaking straight from your heart. I learned the pattern of your righteous ways. I'm going to do what you tell me to do. Don't ever walk off and leave me. Let's make this crystal clear, man. We know God is never going to leave us nor forsake us, but we can easily leave God when we jump off the course. God will never leave you nor forsake you. And if it's something that he's telling you to do, he has a undoubtedly surefire way to make sure that you get through. That is when you do what your spirit is calling you to. But if you let somebody deter you, then you gonna be lost. Not the person that deterred you, because the course that he gave to you, he didn't give to them. He gave me the course to do expression sessions. Expression sessions was supposed to be something I started out doing when I was in school, when I was in college. COVID-19 came in 2020 in March. Everything changed. I started doing expression sessions with my man DJ Knox. And then I brought my wife into the fold because I feel like I needed somebody to go off of, to play back and forth off. But that wasn't the course he might have gave to her. He might have gave my wife the course just to support me, because she likes to do stuff more in the background, you see? She don't have to be all in front of the camera talking to everybody openly like E. It was something that he gave to her that helped me. I'm not all technically advanced like she is, G. But when I stay on the course and she's on her course, then we come together and we complement each other and what we see. I don't know who you is, so I'm not answering that right now. We complement each other and what we see. You're all good, brother. Thank you, sir. We complement each other. It's talking about I was going back and forth to y'all who don't know. We complement each other on what we see. But you got to be willing to stay the course that God has set before thee. Again, a course ain't nothing but a direction. A course ain't nothing but a route, a direction, a procedure to adapt to a situation. God gave me a crystal plan. Hey, you either gonna follow me, and this is the way you need to do it. Spend some time with me, getting your prayer time, getting your confession time, and I'm gonna give you everything that you want and that you see. But if you get off course, you gonna lose me, E, or you gonna feel like you lost me because you doing it all on your own, G, and then you running around frantically. Don't know where you supposed to be, what you supposed to do. Man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I felt like I lost a part of me too. Although I'm grateful to be back with my wife and my family, I don't think I stayed on the course specifically what God had for me. When it comes to school, I wanted to take a step back, but I had to do that because it helps me out financially. I wanted to take a step back. When it comes to my videos and how I do my shows, I needed confirmation from my wife, although I was 100 videos in before she even knew. Because it was something that God told me to do. But then we get other people around us, you get other people around you, and then you start hearing all the noise and the chatter, and your blinders are off, and now it blinds you. And your course you can't see clearly through. So now you a little left, you a little right, and then you feel like you fighting and struggling throughout the night. Huh. When I was in the military, one of these many times, one of these 2 times in basic training, doing a PT test, and it's a route laid out. Sometimes it's 8 laps around the track, sometimes it's a 1 mile track, sometimes it's somewhere on the road, but there's a course, there's a route that you are supposed to take, right? If you break the route, if you break the course, you are disqualified. It's a no-go. You finish, you done. You got to do it again. You got to start over. Got to recycle. Got to go back. Got to do it again, right? Now, we had a gentleman. I don't remember this gentleman's name, but he was a stud. He was a PT stud, right? He was running his 2 miles, and this was probably our last PT test before we graduated. Now, he consistently ran in the 14, 15 minutes, consistently. But this particular day of all days, my man had to go take a dump, okay? He had to go do a number 2. And I don't know if y'all know what that's like. If you ever been through and you got to go run and you got something that hit you in the gut, you got to go do what you got to do. Now, we all knew, don't leave the course, because then that's going to disqualify you. But what do? He left the course. It disqualified him too, risking whether I graduate or not, or how I'm going to grow through. But in that particular instance, it was something that he needed to do. Maybe in instances of your life, it's something that you need to do. But if you know what you're about to do is not clearly God speaking to you, and it's something that's not going to help you get through, then I would advise you not to do what you think you need to do. But this particular guy, he did what he needed to do. He ran off the course and he went and took care of his business off in the wood line sometime, came back on the track, finished the test still. What time to save? But look, you left the course. So it's consequences for your actions that day. You got to take a step back. You have to regroup. You have to get back to what he called you to. And sometimes you might have to take a do-over, such as this young man did. Luckily for him, we had a couple of days in between before we was officially done, so they was able to get him out there, do a whole nother PT test day before we graduated, including the run. When they could clearly go back and look in the records and see, yo, this guy has passed everyone easily. But there's rules to be followed, G. God knows you're passing things easily in your life, but sometimes they put you on the courses for something different to get you right. I've passed several things easy in my life, but believe in who I am and what I'm called to do and where I stand in this relationship. Sometimes I didn't see that all the way through. I put that on my wife because I figured she was the stronger, smarter one to help us get it right. But see, as a man, it's certain things that God needs us to do in order for the family to get through. As a woman, it's certain things that God needs and wants you to do in order for the family to get through. But if everybody is leaving off the course to run somebody else's race, then we all fall on our damn face. Yeah, I just had to say it. I just had to say it. I just had to say it. So why is a course so important? And how can we benefit from staying on the course? Why is it so important that you stay on the course that God has given you? I think I'm a walking example. You see what he brought me through. You heard what he brought me through. You see what he brought you through. People have heard what he brought you through because you did what was genuine to you. You did what was genuinely spoken to you through him. And as David said, once you did that, there was never any regrets in comparing your life. None. Your steps were steady for the course that you set. But once you start rocking out of your lane, then it's hard to maintain. Once you start getting out of your lane, then it's hard to maintain. See, I was so busy attempting to have my wife on camera and be a part of me to show her I'm here, G, and we unity and we can do this together. Then I started to lose parts of me and probably unconsciously pulling away from her too because I'm asking her to do something that she may not always want to do. Asking her to do something that is not her strength to do. She blesses me in all the background work and the things that you see that makes us so consistent, G, that changes the pages from Mr. P.I.E.N to expression sessions to grunt speak and to all these other things. That's what she do. She maintains that part of the course, that part of the procedure that helps guide and get us through. But if I'm asking her to do everything that I do and to be right here rocking with me next to me, boo, how are we going to continue to grow through? If you're looking to have someone else do what you called to do, how do you think you're going to grow through? How do you think you're going to grow through? So you benefit by staying on a course, by receiving everything that you believed that you could have. Come on, man. Listen to me. Listen. I didn't do so great when I first started college. It was rough for me. But I stayed on the course and eventually I got the associate's degree. And now I'm back and I'm about to get a marketing certificate too. And I was a dude that dropped out of high school. Why? Because I didn't stay the course that was set before me. I had to jump off and go run the race my way, E-way. But E-way wasn't the right way at that time because I didn't even have a hold on my own mind to set a plan and a course for my life to get it right. I ain't had that. And most of us really don't because we don't know how our life gonna turn out. But if you give God something to work with and you just give him a plan, yo, I want to be married. I want to be happily married, okay? I want to be able to work through my issues, Lord. I want to live in this certain area. I want to drive these particular things, or I just want to have the ability to obtain these things if I want these things. This is something that speak to me, to be able to speak freely, to be able to help people, to be able to get through and to grow through. This is what I want to do. But if I don't sit down and read, if I don't get educated, if I don't go to seminars and webinars and workshops, just because I want to speak don't mean I will speak effectively. Because I'm just speaking just to be speaking, and none of this speaking would be on the course that he set for me. Whew, come on now. Do you hear what I'm saying? If you stay on the course that God sets for you, then everything that you are going through, you will be growing through. But if you jump off the course that God has set for you, everything that you going through will be all on you. Then what you gonna do? Then what you gonna do? As I said earlier, and I was talking to my coaching call, he's talking about building the house, and sometimes you starting to build on the foundation before it's solid. So what you gonna do then is you're gonna have to tear it down and build all over again. And how many times do we want to keep doing that? How many times do we want to keep going back to the same situations over and over and over again? How many times do we want to keep apologizing and saying I'm sorry? How many times do you want to cry yourself to sleep at night? How many times do you want to fight and argue with your significant other, your husband, your wife, your kids? How many times do you want to just be stressed within your mind? How many times do you want to continue to go through things that you don't have to go through? How many? How many? If you just listen to what he has for you and you give him something to work with too, meaning a plan for your life. Yo, I want to be happily married, I want to have a wife, and I want to take care of my family successfully. I want to have a good speaking career and be one of the number one motivational speakers in the world. I want to bless people. How many times? I don't have to keep repeating that to everybody else. I just need to repeat it to myself. I don't have to continue to ask my wife to sit right here and support me in order for me to get on here, do some research, and speak with what God has given me. I don't have to continue to go through those negative things that hurt me before, that didn't help me grow. I could just say no, not no more. God has gave me a new course and a new plan for my life. And if I follow that course and that plan, then my life gonna be all right. How many times? I got you, McGinnis. Zero. I feel you. Zero. I don't want to do it no more. I'm not going to do it no more. I'm not going to do it no more. I don't want to do it no more. So, I stated earlier, man, sometimes you might see Kiki. Sometimes you might just see me. But if you blessed by the message, you're going to stay the course anyway. You're going to be here every Saturday. And if you can't, you're gonna tune in and watch it later anyway. You're going to tap in like my man McGinnis do. You're going to tap in. But if you keep listening to everybody else tapping into you and it ain't blessing you to grow you, then you're going to be stuck running the same race, feeling like you off course. And you probably are too, because you're not listening to what God told you to do. So that's why a course is so important for me, because it helps you get to success, G. Very successful people in life can give you steps, plans, and steps, plans, procedures, routes, things that you can do to be successful. But they cannot make you successful, because that course that they give you, you got to go through. And sometimes in the course is certain things that you going to learn about you. It's going to be certain things that you might dislike about you, but it's going to be a multitude of things that's going to grow you, transform you, change you, and bless you, because you are on the right course for you. Come on, God. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, I had to take some notes today. Staying on the course is very important. So I'm going to give you something, man. It's checking out something at Huffington Post. And they gave us 7 ways to stay on course during turbulent times. Because that's the only time we get off course, when there's something that's bothering us. And as I stated earlier, I felt like I got off course a bit with what I was supposed to do and how I was supposed to do with school and my business too. Because I was a person that made mistakes in my past, and my past was haunting me. And I needed my wife to be right there to do everything with me, so we could show this unity. And not just for you, but for me and her too. Because it was things in our past that we went through that I wasn't so united to her and my family, because I wasn't united to learning me. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. That's good. A lot of times we jump off course because we don't know who we are and where we want to go. Just like being in college. We don't know our major, so we change it every time we go to a new classroom. Though, ooh, I got the hiccups today. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, well, I'm going to get through this message anyway. So, looking at the Huffington Post, it says 7 ways to stay on course during turbulent times. So make sure you put this down, because I gave you a lot of information to inform your mind, and this is the time to persuade you to do something that you need to do that's going to help you and grow you. So here's 7 tips to stay on course during turbulent times. And if y'all don't know, we in some turbulent times right now, because we still in the midst of a pandemic, and we on vaccinations and everything like that, and don't know what the world gonna do, and people are still going through. But here's some things to help you get through. Number 1, give up your need for certainty and embrace the very idea of change as the prevailing context of our time. Give up your need for certainty. E, I need to know that you're going to be right here on time. I need to know that you're going to be prepared. I need to know I got to be certain sometimes in certain things, or people has to be certain. You ever met that person that's just by the book? If it's not following the rules, then I'm not following it. By the book is the right way. The rules is the only way. For certain, this is how we do this every day. Well, sometimes you got to give up your certainty and be willing for change to happen to you. So give up your need for certainty and embrace the very idea of change as the prevailing context of our time. If I would have never changed my mind because I'm a high I love interacting with people and talking and inspiring people, see, but COVID-19 hit us in 2020 and we stopped doing all the hugging and dapping and the handshaking and the going to school in the building, you see. I had to learn how to adapt to Zoom and still figure out how to be me by looking directly in the camera and stop looking to me to see what I see. So I had to embrace change to continue to maintain the course that he set in my brain. Because he didn't say stop running the course because some adversity came your way. Huh. He didn't say stop running the course because some adversity came your way. Hey, take it easy, McGinnis, man. I thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and get you some rest. I know what that's like. So he didn't stay you to get off course because adversity came your way. It's still something that you need to do because it's something that he had to say. Next step for you staying on course during these turbulent times. Develop your courage muscles by doing something every day that scares the heck out of you. How did I get through school? How was I able to make it through after I had dropped out? You know, how was I able to make it through college without dropping out, without giving up? I did something that scared me every day. I went to the tutor and I confessed, yo, I don't know this. And I don't care what they had to say. I went to study groups. That was uncomfortable for me because I had to expose E. I had to expose my unintelligent side of me, the things that I thought that hindered me. But I didn't realize how smart E was when I was able to sit down and study. So develop your courage muscles by doing something every day that scares the heck out of you. Maybe you go for a run in the nighttime. I do that too. Maybe you go to get something different to eat that you're not used to. I'm eating what most would consider a vegan diet, a plant-based diet right now. That scares the crap out of some people to think about giving up meat. What? I ain't giving up no meat. How am I get my protein? Do something different that scares you and watch how you get through. Number 3, when rough seas throw you off course, stop, look, choose, take action. When rough seas throw you off course, stop, look, choose, take action. I got an F in the class, right? When I was in college, I got my first F. Now I have been rocking all A's and B's and C's, and I know why I got the F because I just wasn't focused, E. I just wasn't focused. So I got an F in the course, and I had to take a stop. I had to take a look. I had to choose. What am I going to do? Am I just going to give up? Am I going to say I'm through because I got one F? I had plenty of Fs before. Fudda-da-da. Report card. That's my transcript say back in the day. All Fs and Ds. But I had to stop and say, okay, why did you get this grade? Look at what you did and look at what you didn't do. Now, what do you choose to do? Well, I choose to get back in tutoring. I choose to get back in tutoring. I choose to get in study groups. I choose to study more in order to get through. And what did I do? I got through. So when you're going through rough times, stop, look, choose. Stop, look, and listen. Ooh, this is a good one. Oh, man. 7 ways. Number 4. How to stay on course when you're going through turbulent times. Take full take full responsibility for the outcome. Now that's something that used to haunt me. Listen to me. I wasn't responsible for nothing. Okay? Why I cheated on people was because of my mom. Why I'm so God rest her soul. Why I'm so disconnected from people because my dad didn't raise me the way I needed to. Why did I drop out of high school? Because my brothers and sisters dropped out of high school too. It was something that I was allowed to do. No, man. I did that because that's what I chose to do for me. I had to take full responsibility because when I got the high school diploma and I got the college degree too, I didn't look nobody else to celebrate me. I'm like, yo, that's me. I did that too. Now people was, supporting me and telling me I can do it, but I had to be responsible for getting it done. Just like if my wife never come on the show again, this is what God gave to me to give to you. So it's something that I need to do if I want to change the outcome. And that starts with taking responsibility for you. Nobody else. Take responsibility for you first, except you got kids, of course. Got to take responsibility for your kids. I didn't always do that. We don't always do that. Fortunately for me, I was able to get back on track and get back on the course and that in my life too. But I had to be responsible for the part that I played too. What you going through or what are you growing through? What you going through, going, G-O-I-N-G, might be based on you, meaning the decisions that you made that startled you, that stumped you, that slowed you down from getting to the best version of you. But what you are growing through will enhance you, will uplift you at certain times, will reassure you of what you can do because you know what you're growing through is what God has called us to. So let's move right along, man. I hope y'all writing this down. Please be writing this down because I'm going to go back over it quickly at the end so I can get back to my family. But these are the 7 things that we need to do to stay on course during our turbulent times, man. Got this information from the Huffington Post. I think it's good. Ooh, number 5. Get committed and get started. What are you waiting for? So, I'm on course for no medicine. 30 days. No medicine for 30 days is what I'm telling myself. Medicine in a herbal way. No medicine for 30 days, Something that I have to change up for me. And it's just like when I stopped eating meat, that was supposed to be in a week, and that turned out to be 4 months. That's just what God spoke to me. I don't know what the course is he got for me for these next 30 days, see? But if I don't get committed and get started, then I'll never get there to see what he has for me. So what are you waiting for? What are you scared of to get committed to change into the life that you say you want to do? I lost friends. I lost relationships. I probably lost money opportunities. I probably lost a lot of things when I got committed to doing what I'm doing now because I was waiting to see what somebody else might say or what they gonna think about EJ. No, man. Get after you today. Get committed and get started for what God had to say for you that you want to do. Ooh, number 6. Discover your life's purpose. Ooh, that's good. Life is short and the clock is running. Discover your life's purpose. Develop your vision and then live it with gusto. Discover your life's purpose. Develop your vision and live it with gusto. I discovered the purpose for my life to speak, to inspire, to encourage, to transform, to motivate, to uplift, to coach, to teach, to mentor, to train. And then I had a vision for how I wanted to do it. And then I had a vision, Mr. P.I.E.N, Mr. Positive and Every Negative, expression sessions. You come through, you express yourself too. We talk about this. I had a vision for Grunt Speak and what I wanted it to do. I had a vision and then live it with gusto. When I first started doing Mr. P.I.E.N, I'm like, everybody know. I got the t-shirt, the hat. Everybody know. This is my new flow. This is how I go. But when I lift that blinder up and I start peeking out to see what everybody else had to see, then I started to lose me. And I had to rediscover E. But the purpose was still, that was solidified in me because that's what God told me. But I had to look at the vision that he had for me, and then I had to celebrate that thing, G. So discover your life's purpose. And if you don't know what that is, I like to ask this question. What is that thing you believe you could do every day for the rest of your life? And maybe you don't know because our life changed day to day. But I know I could do speaking every day for the rest of my life to bless somebody else's life, okay? Some type of inspiration and motivation for somebody. But What does that look like to discover your life's purpose? What is it that you can do that calls to you, that speaks out to you, that just brings you joy, but money ain't involved in that thing? Maybe, just maybe, that's tied to your purpose, if you know what I mean. I ain't getting filthy. I ain't getting no money off speaking right now, and I ain't tripping on that. This is my way to begin. This is my way to give back. You cannot charge for I mean, you can, but you probably should not charge until you all the way charged up, meaning you're all the way on pace with what God wants you to do and how he wants you to do it. And maybe you don't see that for you. Maybe somebody else has to tell that to you. Like somebody had to tell me too when it comes to my coaching and the prices that I set. Yo, man, you killing this thing. You probably need to move it to that. You do that and then that works for you. What are you called to do? What do you visualize for you? What do you see for you? What course are you on for you? Are you celebrating you? Are you happy about you? Staying on course requires that you know where you intend to go. People think the most important thing about being a sniper is the shot. I ain't a sniper, and I know some sniper friends. I'm not a sniper. I have some sniper friends, okay? Know a few people. And I've heard a time or two, although the shot is very, 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 very important, stand on the course of how to get to the shot. Stand on course of how to get to the shot of where you intended to go is more important before the bullet even goes. Come on now. Before you take the shot, you got to get to the destination. Before I could take the shot at getting a diploma, the college degree, I had to get to the school to sign up. Before I could take the shot of being a happy husband and a happy father and inspiring people, I had to get to the destination. I had to get back to Texas and be around my wife and my kids and start to build and reset the foundation for us. Before I could be a speaker, I had to get to certain books, or I had to get certain information, and I had to get on the camera. I had to get on the camera and I had to start speaking to you. So in order for me to get to the destination of being one of the world-renowned speakers, of being a world-renowned life coach or mentor, before I can get there, I got to stay on the course and see where I'm looking to go. Sniper, one shot, one kill. Why? Because he took the time to get to the destination. I wasn't thinking about the shot. I could prepare for the shot when I get there. I could prepare how to tackle school when I get there. Yeah, I got some thoughts in my mind, but that's not where I'm going to waste my time. Right now, I'm going to focus my time on getting to the destination with no hesitation, and then that's when I apply the skills for that particular occupation. Let's go to number 7. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right about your life. The universe always gives more of what we focus on. As I heard a number of motivational speakers say, and I don't want to butcher this, where your focus goes, your energy flows. Les Brown. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. When you are on the course, when you are looking to get to a certain direction, a certain location, a certain place, what are you focused on? Are you focused on what you and God say, or are you focused on what they say? I was focused on getting back with Tim Kedia one day. I was focused on getting back with my kids and being the father that they needed me to be one day. I was focused on going to school and getting a college degree one day. I was focused on those things. But then I started listening to what other people said. I kind of listened to what other people said. And then I had to push that out of my head and reshift my focus back to what he said to me. Because if I would have listened to what other people said, I wouldn't be right here, G. I might still be back in Michigan living another life. Who knows what I'll be doing, you see? But that wasn't the life that he had for me. That wasn't what I was supposed to do. So I had to cultivate an attitude of gratitude and shift my focus from what was wrong about my life, the hurt and the turmoil and the pain of my life, to what was right about my life and what God said to help me get it right. I ain't have to listen to nobody else. I could talk to God all day and night. Now, he might not answer right away. That's for sure. He don't just call God wrong, Tyrone, he pick up. He don't just answer right away. It's going to be some things that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be quiet sometimes, a lot of times, to listen to what he got to say. But if you keep the gratitude in your attitude, you're going to probably hear God speaking to you every day. Every other day, once a week, you say, because it takes time to work out what he gave to you in the first place. Because this is your race. This is an independent race. But just like the Army PT test, you can be encouraged. You can trail along with somebody and somebody can show you what to do. But nobody can be just grateful for you. You have to have an attitude of gratitude to shift from what's wrong to what's right in your life so God can show you how to do it right. But that starts by staying on the course and knowing the importance of staying on course so you can get to the best version of your life. Yeah. You got to stay on the course to get to the best version of your life. You have to. And if you don't know what that course is for your life, I dare you to spend some time with God tonight and ask them, what do I need to do to get my life right? What do you visualize for me? Can you help me to see it in my physical sight? I know I won't see everything that you have for me, but if you could give me a small glimpse, G, of what I could be, then I could ride that thing out all the way through eternity. Because what you seeing me do now, speaking freely, this is something that was spoke to me when I was about 16, see? Something I was supposed to do, I was called to. But I ran away from that thing and I got off course too. Because I was so lost and I was blaming everybody that I seen except me. I wasn't thinking about no gratitude. I had a happy-go-lucky, sometimes a bad attitude. I had no focus in my life of what I wanted to do. I didn't know what the purpose was for my life. Although he had whispered it in my ear and it rolled through briefly, I didn't grasp it for E. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But now his words are starting to come back in very clearly from me to you. Very clearly from me to you. Because it's back on course, doing what I need to do, what I'm called to, even if it's uncomfortable for you. School used to be uncomfortable for me, and some of these things I spoke about that I didn't know that they was going to happen, so sometimes it feels like quickly, see? I didn't know I was going to be blessed in the ways that I've been blessed, G. But I'm thankful that although I felt like I may have swayed on the course, that I stayed on the course, and of course, I'm going to be successful. Successful for me. I'm willing to fail an infinite amount of times in order to reach my level of success. How much are you willing to go through to grow, to become you? How much do you have to go through to grow, to become you? There's certain things that you may not need or have to do to become you, but there's certain things that you're going to need and have to do to grow through where God is calling you. Well, I hope this message has blessed you as it's blessed me. It's been another wonderful Saturday soulful session of expression sessions. As you can see, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Definitely my boy, my friend McGinnis, and everybody else whose name I didn't see. When you go back and watch this video, please share this for me and make sure you stay on course what God has said to thee so you can get the life that you visualize and then one day you'll physically see. I hope this motivation and inspiration was something for your situation to free and relax your mind as if you are on a vacation. From vacation, straight into mind transformation. Stay the course, man. It's going to help change the nation. Peace. I'm out.